District Attorney Sandra Doorley. My name is Chris Chichester. I've never committed a crime. I've been demanding public information from you for 12 plus months. That is simple information for you to provide to me using the instrument called the Freedom of Information Law. You received this on January 9th. You should comply with every one. I'm holding in my hand. I'm going to tell you about two. Because these are the two prosecutors that don't talk in Penfield Town Court. What are their names, Sandra Doorley? Tell me the names of your two assistant district attorneys who stood in Penfield Town Court and didn't talk. And the reason why your two assistant district attorneys didn't talk, first before John P. Lomenzo Jr., next before Paul Metzger, is I haven't committed a crime. I have never committed a crime. So here it is right here. Documentation for the case of Christopher Chichester before John P. Lomenzo Jr. in Penfield Town Court. What is the name of the prosecutor, Sandra Doorley? Total silence. The documentation for the case for Christopher Chichester before Paul Metzger in Penfield Town Court. What is the name of the prosecutor, Sandra Doorley? Total silence. So, that's on January 9th. That's attached. You've received it. Also on these dates. The same two documents. There are 16 in here. And there are 16 in each one of these clips. So, the district attorney of hatred, Sandra Doorley, you received it. I'm demanding those names on January 7th. You received it on January 5th. Received it on January 3rd. You received it on January 1st. You received it on December 30th. You received it on December 28th. You received it on December 26th. You received it on December 21st. You received it on December 19th. You received it on December 17th. You received it on December 6th. You received it on December 4th. You received it on December 2nd. You received it on November 30th. Received it on November 28th. Received it on November 26th. Received it on November 23rd. Received it on November 21st. Received it on November 19th. Received it on November 17th. Received it on November 15th. So, District Attorney of Hatred. This is how many times between November 15th and January 1st, I've demanded two names from you. I'm also demanding other information. And you damn well know what that other information is. How many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 times. 22 times. Between November 15th and January 1st. 22 times. I'm demanding the name of your two assistant district attorneys who don't talk. What are their names, Sandra Doorley? How am I delivered to jail, first to Monroe County Jail, next to Livingston County Jail, and the prosecutor doesn't talk? How's that happen in the United States of America to an innocent man? 22 times. Do you see these documents I have here in my hand? This is the law. You use this document, the Freedom of Information Law, to obtain information. Am I correct? If you don't use the Freedom of Information Law document to obtain information, then you use other documentation. That is the official documentation of government for you to obtain information. And I have used these when I was a public employee in Albany, Washington, D.C. This exact document didn't look like this because the forms were different. But I was seeking to obtain information on behalf of my bosses, and I used this document. And I have been in receipt of this document from reporters. Why do you think reporters contacted me with this document? For a list of salaries, which I provided. And here are your salaries right here. Which one of these employees in the Monroe County District Attorneys didn't talk in Penfield Town Court first before John P. Lomenzo Jr. and next was Sandra Doorley. He's the person on this list. This is 3 pages. Are these 2 employees that work for you, you party-switching, disgusting, corrupt hack? What are their names? Are they on this list? Are they current employees or are they no longer employed at the district attorney's office? It doesn't matter. What's their names? Perry Duckles, what are their names? How many times do I have to ask this? You have a YouTube with your name on it, or I'm asking this. I'm demanding it. Do you understand me? I'll correct myself. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you to tell me the names. I was just being polite. So, how do you expect to survive the election with some of these salaries on here? William Garvin, $113,465. What do you do, William Garvin, for $113,465? Because you, William, are paid $90,000 less than a number 1 king in New York, Sandra Doorley, at $203,089. $203,089. You were paid $203,089. Senor disgusting, sick hack, assistant district attorney into Penfield Town Court, and stand in total silence at a podium as my rights are abridged by fanaticism and hatred in Penfield Town Court, first before John P. Lomenzo Jr., next before Paula Metzer. How does it happen in the United States of America, the district attorney of hatred, when an innocent citizen delivered to jail and the prosecutor doesn't talk? How does that happen? Do you even care? Does it even matter? Do I have civil and constitutional rights? Do I count? Sandra Doorley. I'm going to tell you about fanaticism. Here's my little guy. If you own a dog, then you love your dog just as much as a family member. All I'm doing is walk my dog the same way every day, 4,000 times. You can walk through this parking lot, Sandra Doorley, without being arrested. Why is that? You can walk through this parking lot without being arrested. William Garvin, why is that? Walk my dog along this land here 4,000 times. I'm over here on another land that has no ownership. I hear screaming from this building. This is where these parasites, Nairaj and Layla Kumar Shahs. You can see the distance. I don't know what that is. I bring my little guy in, walk down here. I go to talk to these 2 parasites. They refuse to talk to me. That's because they already called the fanatics, degenerates, and sociopaths to Monroe County Sheriff's Office to come to my residence. Here they are at my door demanding my little guy. And there's this vicious confrontation at the door and they're demanding my little guy. How does that happen in the United States of America, where the cops show up to the house of an innocent man and demand his dog? Because Pat Baxter and his employees are above the law. That's why. That's a cliche, to be above the law. And Hollywood even made a film about it. Because it's so common for a cop to be above the law that Hollywood made a film called Above the Law. And you, Todd Baxter, and you, Sandra Doorley, above the law. As I just shown. You want to tell me the name of a public employee that exists in taxpayer dollars who is there in total silence? I have always known the difference between legal and illegal, right and wrong. Justice and injustice. You don't know the difference between legal and illegal, right and wrong, justice and injustice. You don't. So, I'm also demanding from you, you sick hack Paula Metzler, and your fellow sick hack James P. Mully Jr. in Penfield Town Court. Everybody's guilty. Isn't that right, Sandra Doorley? You want everybody to be guilty in this assembly line of guilt. Everybody's guilty in Penfield Town Court. How's that explained to the United States Department of Justice, you bald-headed, wig-wearing, disgusting hack, Paula Metzler? How's that explained to the United States Department of Justice, James P. Mully Jr.? This is attached. I'm going to update this, but it's attached, so comply with it. The name, charge, and sentence of every defendant in Penfield Town Court for John P. Lomenzo Jr., James P. Mully Jr., and Paula Metzler. That is a Soviet Union show trial there at 1985 Bad Road, Sandra Doorley, because that's the way you want it. The district attorney of hatred. It's exactly the way you want it. You want to be able to send innocent Americans into this disgusting, repulsive, nauseating, bankrupt little room and have them declared guilty by one of these degenerates. That's the way you want it, the district attorney of hatred. So, I come outside one day. I tell a guy his tracks from Brock Dream Lawn Care, stand here and say nobody owns Atlanta, walk back in my house. How's that a crime, you bald-headed, party-switching stooge, Todd Baxter? That's not a crime. I go to the now defunct Pete Over Fitness in Penfield. I'm at the back of the gym. Up walks to me Jermaine Bemney, punches down. My head snaps back violently. Andrew Reale arrives. We go out to the vehicle. Reale tells him to wait in the backseat of his vehicle. He marches Beman around to the side of the vehicle. Beman says, I want to press charges against you. And with those 7 words, I'm charged with harassment second. Attached is a YouTube to Andrew Reale. Todd Baxter's $79,000 public employee. And I've asked him, who am I harassing? I'm in jail being charged with harassment second, sitting in the backseat of Andrew Reale's police vehicle when I'm not harassing anyone. These are the appearance tickets of hatred, fanaticism, and malevolence. And now, Paula Metzer, one person, fuck you, Paula Metzer, is trying to send me back to jail because an email I sent to these parasites, Nayraj and Layla Kumar Shah, at 2041 Penfield Road, who live right over here, a 50-year-old man living with a 7-year-old mother, to walk through his parking lot. I'm the only American in the entire country, from Montauk Point to Los Angeles, California, to be arrested for walking through his parking lot. How do you explain that to the United States Department of Justice? You party-switching fascist stooge and fraud, Todd Baxter. That's exactly right, what I just said. That's not an exaggeration. It's not hyperbole. So one day, I come out of my residence on August 30th. Todd Baxter, you sent your public employees, you told your public employees to walk onto the private property of my neighbor. I come along these trees here at midnight on August 30th. Your employees ran at me from across the street. I don't know what that is. I turn around and run away back alongside my house. I go up my back porch. Your employee that you told to walk onto the private property, my neighbor, Todd Baxter, that you told to be in front of Sanders Farm Drive on August 30th, grabbed my arm. The hammer I just grabbed goes up. I pull away and run back in my house. And he went back to your Jonestown and concocted a felony for me and saying that I swung a hammer at him. You listen to me, you bald-headed criminal. If I wanted to swing a hammer at anybody, if I wanted to swing a hammer at your employee on my back porch, I would connect because I'm coordinated. That is attempted assault. I'm not attempting anything. I didn't swing a hammer at anyone. So since I didn't swing a hammer at anyone, I'm not attempting anything. Do you understand me, you bald-headed criminal? You work with liars. What are their names? I'm supposed to go into Penfield Town Court and allow Paula Metzer to declare me guilty in a Soviet Union show trial for sending an email to Nayraj and Layla Kumar Shah, same email which that was copied to the district attorney's and sheriff's office. You won't even tell me the name of your 2 psychopaths that are on the front lawn of my 72-year-old neighbor. Attempted assault. I'm not attempting anything. I'm running away. He grabs my arm. The hammer went up. I pull away and run back in my residence. Petty larceny. Someone you think is me is taking a sign. You know why? You think it's me because you put a camera on this building and lied about it. The sickness of you degenerate, putting a camera on 2025 Penfield Road for me when these parasites, Nayraj and Layla Kumar Shah, come to you about me walking through a parking lot. Am I New York's only 4,000 time criminal? 4,000 times I've walked through this parking lot. Here he is one day, Nayraj Shah, screaming at me like a psychopath. We have this confrontation. He goes to your office and you put that camera on this building. That's why this Elliot Roth who works at this building says to me, you're going to be arrested. Isn't that right, Elliot? So I'm going to tell the United States Department of Justice. So if you're not watching, you're not watching. But I'm trying to contact you. So don't say, when you receive a call, I'm confident you will be contacted because this is the lunatic fringe what I'm describing. To put a camera on a building and to concoct a crime for an innocent citizen. Attempted assault? Listen to me again. I'm not attempting to assault anybody. What are their names? I'm supposed to go into Penfield Town Court. You want me to tell me the names of your 2 employees that did this to me? And there were 5 of them here that night. You're planning to do this to me. Petty larceny. How much did you pay for that camera? Someone you think is me taking it aside? Trespassing? Every day people walking through this parking lot. Tell Shannon Meyer and her $67,000 propulsive existence, and Don Benedetto and his $85,000 propulsive existence to park their 2 asses right here every day and arrest everybody for going to this parking lot. You done, you sick hack. This should be your full-time job. Instead of hiding in the bushes across the street from Sanders Farm Drive, you should stand right here and arrest everybody for walking through that parking lot. Do you understand me, you sick hack, Don Benedetto? This is what you're doing at your Jonestown? Hiding in the bushes. How ludicrous does that sound? This guy, Don Benedetto, walked onto the private property of my neighbor and hid in the bushes. I'm going to use this to demand information from you. I'm going to put my name on here. I'm going to put your name on the back here, Sandra, Doorley, and Todd Baxter. And your employees are going to sign for it. I'm going to send multiple documents to you. Well, I'm demanding public information, including if you have used taxpayer dollars to settle employment-related discrimination lawsuits fair to comply with Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. And Sandra, Doorley, and Ty Baxter, pay attention. This sick, disgusting, repulsive, bankrupt, 70-year-old wig-wearing nut job, Paula Metzer, is summoning me into Penfield Town Court for the purpose of declaring me guilty and sending me to jail. One person in Monroe County is attempting to send me to jail, and I'm not going. You understand me, Paula Metzer? I will never appear in Penfield Town Court. You don't understand. You live in the United States of America. A sick, disgusting, corrupt judge doesn't summon an innocent man into a library to declare that innocent man guilty and deliver him to jail. And you know what, Paula Metzer, when I was in Livingston County, every day I had to go to that kiosk, and I'm not told how long I'm going to be there. Every single day. How long am I going to be here? 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 Bald-headed, wig-wearing Paula Metzer, and I'm not told because the judge is holding you. How do you think the employees at the United States Department of Justice are going to react when I say to them, the judge is holding you? That's the lunatic fringe. You are the sick, disgusting lunatic fringe. Paula Metzer, you consumed by hatred. Where's the jury in Penfield Town Court, Sandra Doorley? How do you answer that? Suspending operations of this court and direct defense away from Paul C. Metzer and James C. Mully Jr. Why isn't there a jury in there? The reason why there isn't a jury in there is you know you can send defendants in there. You can get a guilty verdict every time. Because they received this on December 16th, 17th, and 18th. They've received it 10 plus times now. Since December 16th, they've received it 7 plus times. They ain't charged sentence of every defendant in Penfield Town Court with John P. Lorenzo Jr., James C. Mully Jr., and Paul Metzer. I beat that to hammer that in to that wig that's atop that diseased cranium of yours, Paula Metzer. Everybody's guilty. You love sitting up there destroying lives. You love it. You love it. So, why do you think I have this check? I've shown this repeatedly. When I come here, I'll repeat myself on things that need to be repeated. Right here. Your employee attacked me outside the pharmacy entrance to Wegmans, Ty Baxter. That's why it says in May funding out, I had $61.39. What's the name of your employee that physically attacked me outside the pharmacy entrance to Wegmans on August 30th? What's his name, Todd Baxter? This is a violent crime upon me. What's his name? The blue wall of Todd Baxter will prevent you from telling me his name because it doesn't matter to you, you bald-headed fascist stooge, that your employee attacked me. It's a violent assault upon me. And the witnesses are your 11-mile County Sheriff Office employees. So, I was demanding payroll over and over and over and refused. Refused. The sheriff of Monroe County is afraid to open his mail for me because you knew I was demanding the payroll. That's why. And the reason why you're refusing to disclose to public employees because he's 6-figure cops. Cop after cop after cop after cop. 6 figures. How is that explained to the control of New York? And how is that explained to people in Monroe County when you run for re-election? All those 6-figure cops. Got Corey Brown makes $1,000 less than you. $132,000. How's that explained? So. How does that explain your 6-figure cops, Todd Baxter? Andrew G. Deliza, 108,824. Kevin L. Shuffle, 106,130. Jeffrey L. DeGuido, 108,824. William T. Tadeo, 101,843. Lucio Tomasetti, 116,598. Deanie Tunho, 101,843. Michael T. Fowler, 128,029. Paul J. DeLello, 110,868. Jeffrey C. Wagner, 108,824. Paul G. Vadas, 101,843. On that one page, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 employees, including Lucio Tomasetti, 116,590, and this guy, Michael T. Fowler, 128,029, makes $5,000 less than you. How's that possibly explained? $100,000 employees, District Attorney's Office, Amanda Bowling, 108,338, Raymond Benitez, 117,798, Elizabeth Buckley, 115,302, Robin Catalano, 113,465, Michelle Crowley, 117,798, Sandra Doorley, A number 1, King in New York, 203,089. Perry Duckles, 129,525. David Dice, 103,599. William Gardner, 113,465. Julie Hahn, 117,798. Michael Harrigan, 108,338. Jennifer Hyatt, 100,188. Leah Mervi Vera, 101,407. Mark Monahan, 123,817. Matthew Schwartz, 117,798. Sarah Van Stradek, 103,400. 465. So at the district attorney's office, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 employees making $100,000. How do you, Sandra Doorley, survive the election with your $100,000 employees? How do you, Todd Baxter, survive the election with your $100,000 employees? Being a $100,000 employee is not as uncommon as it once was in 2019, 1990, but this is taxpayer dollars. And you never know how people are going to react. And times change, and politics change, and opinions change over the course of public life. And this is public life right here. This is the public lives of the employees at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office and Monroe County District Attorney's Office. How many people in Monroe County have these two documents? I don't know. But the salaries on here, I believe, will enrage the people of Monroe County, especially someone, a blue-collar guy, blue-collar woman, who's making $40,000 and struggling to paycheck, and then they look at your six-figure employees and think, what the hell is going on there? Especially if the screws are being put to them by a fanatical, degenerate sheriff and his fanatical, degenerate district attorney. So, Paul Metz, I want to be absolutely clear, you bald-headed, wig-wearing criminal. I will never go into Penfield Town Court, and if I'm there in front of you, it is going to be the most ferocious scream you have ever heard in your life. I don't care about him being held in contempt. You're there to rule me guilty in a Soviet Union show trial. I will never go into Penfield Town Court, Paul Metz. Come and get me, Todd Baxter. Do you understand, you bald-headed criminal? What's the name of your public employee, you bald-headed criminal? Attack me at the pharmacy entrance of Wegmans. You're just accountable to no one. Your employees do whatever your employees want to do, even when your employees are committing criminal acts. And your employee committed a criminal act upon me. My name is Christopher Chichester. I have never committed a crime.